So you work with the Legal Aid Society. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the organization, what they do, and
Sure.
how digital forensic is used in the landscape of legal terms and how it is presented in the court?
Absolutely. So the Legal Aid Society is we're a very large law firm that helps indigent people, right? And we have three main practices. We have the criminal practice, which is our largest, and which is where the majority of my work comes into play, and that's the criminal defense practice, and that's more commonly known to people as public defenders, right? And so we are the main public defender for New York City. There are other offices, but we are the one the largest, and we cover the entire city. Um, we also have a juvenile practice, which juvenile rights practice, which kind of has two parts. There's what they call delinquency, which are essentially children charged with crimes, but not adults yet. So their courts are a little different, and then also representing the interests of the child's of children directly when, for example, if their parents are uh, ACS is saying that they were negligent, we we represent the actual interests of the children themselves, the child themselves, because frankly, no one else does. And that also may include going against what ACS or another department wants. And then our civil practice has way too many has way too many components to it for me to name them all. But some of our biggest ones are um, landlord tenant, dealing with people being evicted or public housing not providing proper services. Also immigration. Those are probably our two biggest, but there's employment law and a whole bunch of others and a lot of little units, and it's hard for me to remember all of them myself. So it's pretty incredible. Um, the digital forensic units is the majority of our work comes into the criminal defense practice. But we do work with the juvenile rights practice and the civil practices as well. Um, and we have our unit has a broader interpretation of digital forensics than is traditional, right? And so we include electronic surveillance under that umbrella. So things like facial recognition, ShotSpotter, which is a gunshot detection location system. Um, those we consider to be under our umbrella, but most digital forensic practitioners would not consider that to be pure digital forensics. Um, and so my unit, I'm the supervisor of the unit, and we have under me, we have 4 staff attorneys, 5 in-house analysts, and 1 paralegal, and we have 2 digital forensics labs with a lot of the same equipment that law enforcement has. And the benefit to us is kind of multifold. One is being able to challenge law enforcement's interpretation or the work they've done, but also be able to provide access to those tools for the benefit of our clients, right? And so, being able to, with their consent, get a copy of data from their phone, right, to maybe prove an alibi, like location information, or to prove that there was a text message sent and things like that. And the benefit to them could be tremendous, and not having to provide their entire device to essentially their adversaries.